In May of 2024, information was obtained of an unlisted and abandoned cemetery located in Santa Rosa County, Florida. Research revealed that the cemetery belonged to the Grimes family and allegedly contained 4 unmarked graves and 1 marked one. The 1984 cemetery survey for Santa Rosa County was consulted and found that it, in fact, listed the cemetery with its old 40-year-old directions. Luckily, the directions were found to be fairly accurate. The cemetery is located on private land just off East Cooley Road. There are family members still alive and have fenced in the plot to avoid any encroaching issues. The cemetery has now been registered with the Find a Grave website to prevent it from falling into obscurity.
All right, so we are in Santa Rosa County today, in Milton, looking for a small family cemetery called Grimes Cemetery. It's not in Find a Grave or on Find a Grave, their website, but we did. There he is. It's not a lost cemetery because there's family members that are still in the area that know about this cemetery. It's just a very small, almost forgotten, not totally forgotten, but almost forgotten cemetery. Here it is. All right, our old book from the Santa Rosa Historical Society lists several graves, but only one of them was identified by name, and it's of a young lady. I'm assuming it's going to be this one right here. I'll put a post on the page and I'll list her name. We also found a woman, an older woman, that was buried here. We have her obituary, so we know she's buried here, even though it's either unmarked or one of these that we can't read. But I'll also put her, her name in there. So here you have it, the small family cemetery of the Grimes family in Milton, Florida.
You can also see some of the old cedar posts that surrounded the original plot. The only marked grave is that of Allie Mae Grimes, born on June 3, 1905 and died on January 1, 1929. There is no background information available as to her life or parentage. This is a copy of the 1984 cemetery survey showing the location within the original plot of the 5 graves. Research also found another family member buried here, but with no grave visible. Christian Jane Grimes was the daughter of William Grimes, who was born in December 1802 and married Lydia Smith on May 13, 1824 in Montgomery County, Georgia. William would pass away in 1888 and buried in the Base Cemetery, also known as the Old Spring Hill Cemetery in Santa Rosa County, Florida. Her father was a Confederate veteran, having served in Company B of the 3rd Battalion Florida Cavalry that later became the 15th Confederate Cavalry Regiment in September 1863. Little is known about her mother, but she bore William at least 12 children. Her children are listed as Fanny, Delilah, Matilda, William Wilkerson, Lucretia, and John James, who served in the Confederate Army. There was also Mary, George Washington, who served with the 1st Florida Confederate Infantry Regiment, plus Christian Jane, Lydia, Temperance, and her last child Hannah, who was born in 1850. Of these, William Wilkerson would also served with an Alabama unit and died on March 24, 1863 in the Fairgrounds Hospital in Atlanta, and was buried in the Oakland Cemetery. As for Jane, there is no marriage record available, and her name is always listed as Grimes, including her son Sam. Her only known child, Samuel Sam Grimes, was born in 1881 and died in 1954. He would marry Elizabeth Howard, known as Lizzie, on February 28, 1926, in Santa Rosa County. He would register for the World War I draft in 1918 in Milton, and listed his employment as that of a farmer and raising stock. From 1930 through 1945, he and Elizabeth were still in Milton and Sam was still working odd jobs.